Welcome everyone, this is Honest Restart, and this time we're talking about 2021 DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What are we going to see in this year? How will Fire Smash Volume 2 end? Well, that's what we're focusing on today. Before we jump into things though, let me quickly talk about my social media. There's a Twitter page, a Discord community, a Patron page, and a Twitch channel. If you are interested in any of that, check it all out. It's linked in the description below. And of course, if you like what you're seeing here, subscribe. For my first prediction for Smash Bros. In 2021, I am predicting that Fire Smash Volume 2 will conclude by the end of the year. So going into 2020, we actually saw the end of Fire Smash Volume 1 with Byleth. But then we had to wait a few months and there was a whole pandemic delay, things were slowed down. But we did see the start of Fire Smash Volume 2 with Min Min. But then a few months later, in October, we saw the release for Steve and Alex from Minecraft. But then, just about 2 months later, we get Sephiroth from Final Fantasy added to Smash Bros. That was quite a quick turnaround, considering that Fire Smash Volume 2 is supposed to include 6 characters, and that it's supposed to span 2 years. A lot of us were thinking that the average window between one character and another would be somewhere between 3 and 4 months. But the window between Steve and Alex and Sephiroth was just about 2. So that definitely leads me to believe that they will finish before we see 2022. We probably will see the final character come out around November or December, perhaps even slightly earlier. So for sure, I think it's very likely that they're going to be able to get 3 characters in 1 year, especially considering that in 2020, during a pandemic year, they got out 4. So that's my prediction. Fire Smash Volume 2 will conclude in 2021. But with the end of Fire Smash Volume 2 comes the big question, will there be a Fire Smash Volume 3? If you were to ask me this a year ago, I would say no. But I think there's a possibility. Now, I'm not predicting it, okay? But I am talking about it as an option. Really, I think it just comes down to what Sakurai wants to do, because there's definitely a lot of excitement for Smash Bros. DLC. Nintendo definitely makes a lot of money from this. There's a lot of excitement here, a lot of marketing for third-party companies involved. There's plenty of reason to think that they could get away with doing a Volume 3, even though Volume 2 will end 3 years after the release for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Based off how exciting Sephiroth and Steve and Alex were, there's so much potential to do more. There's so much material out there with all the different characters and franchises in the gaming industry. They can continue. Absolutely. Really, I just think it comes down to if Sakurai wants to continue. Sure, this is the ultimate Smash Bros. Game, and Sakurai is doing everything in his power to really bring in as many characters as possible, as many different gaming franchises and worlds, and he's doing an incredible job, and from what we've seen of the different presentations, it does seem like Sakurai is really enjoying it. But all good things have to come to an end at some point or another. He is going to have to move on eventually. When is he going to do that? I think that's tough. But it may very well be the case that Sakurai will be ready to conclude things for Smash Ultimate with the end of this pass towards the end of the year. But we'll see what the future holds. Now, the one thing I want to talk about first before we talk about the specific characters is what will be the ratio here. What will be the ratio of Nintendo characters to third-party characters? So with Fire Smash Volume 1, it was entirely third-party until the very end when we got Byleth from Fire Emblem. But to start off Volume 2, we got Min Min, and since then we got a third-party character in Steve and Alex from Minecraft, which is owned by Microsoft, so they're no longer indie characters, even though at one point they were. And then we also got Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, which is owned by Square. 2 big third-party companies were involved with the third-party characters we've seen in Fire Smash Volume 2. At this stage, I'm really thinking that they're going to conclude things with 2 more third-party characters and then a final Nintendo character for the 6th spot. When you take a look at the announcement for Fire Smash Volume 2, they showed 5 characters and then they had a little animation to show the inclusion of a 6th character. I'm not saying that's necessarily hinting at anything, but considering that Fire Smash Volume 1 was 4 third-party characters and 1 Nintendo character, perhaps it is hinting, even though there's a really good chance it's not, that it's still 4 third-party characters, but instead of it being 1 Nintendo character, it's 2. Another interesting thing to note here is that the beginning of all the DLC for Smash Bros. Wasn't with the Fighters Pass. We actually had a bonus character Piranha Plant shortly after release of the base game. So depending on your perspective, you can see the Wave 1 of the Smash DLC being Piranha Plant, 4 third-party characters, and then bookended with Byleth, and then maybe that would suggest that the second wave will also have the beginning being a Nintendo character with Min Min, 4 third-party characters, and then concluded with 1 more final Nintendo character. I'm not saying we're going to see this pattern, it's entirely possible to be very different, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. We will get 2 more third-party characters and 1 more Nintendo character. I want more Nintendo characters because I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but that's just what I'm honestly thinking right now, so that's my prediction. Now, I'll be frank, I'm not super confident in who will be these final third-party characters, at least not for both spots, but for Pack 4, I'm really thinking there's a very good chance it's going to be a character from Monster Hunter. Now hear me out. If we look at the remaining Mii costumes that have yet to be added for Smash for Wii U and 3DS, there are just a few. It's the Monster Hunter Mii costumes and Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. Every other Mii costume has come out. Most recently, we saw the Chocobo hat and the Geno Mii costume added with this most recent Square DLC pack that included Sephiroth, so Square Enix was involved with this particular character. So, if the Monster Hunter Mii costumes are going to be added anytime soon, I wouldn't be surprised that they were saving them for a Capcom pack. But I think what would make this even more fitting, though, is that Monster Hunter Rise is coming out this March. Monster Hunter Rise is a very big deal. I think this is going to be the biggest best-selling third-party game for the entire lifespan of the Nintendo Switch. Both Nintendo and Capcom have been hard pushing this game. We saw a dedicated Monster Hunter Direct, and we haven't seen any sort of big third-party, single-focused game directs throughout the entire Switch lifespan, but this Monster Hunter Direct. Not to mention the 2 big things we saw at the Game Awards from Nintendo, or at least relating to Nintendo, were Sephiroth in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but also a new Monster Hunter Rise trailer. And we're seeing this game come out to close the fiscal year. So it really wouldn't surprise me if both Nintendo and Capcom want to use Smash Bros. To help to push Monster Hunter Rise here. It wouldn't be the first time that we've seen characters definitely used as promotion for particular games. Look at Byleth. When Byleth was releasing and being shown off, they had another trailer for the Fire Emblem DLC. When they were showing off Hero for Smash Bros., they were also talking about Dragon Quest XI's. So they've definitely used different Smash Bros. Characters for Ultimate as part of the DLC to promote other games coming out for the Nintendo Switch. It wouldn't shock me if they're going to do it again, especially considering that for some reason Nintendo's been saving these Monster Hunter Mii costumes. Monster Hunter Rise is coming out this March. That's not too far off from around when we can maybe expect the next character to come out. Now, some of you may argue that a Monster Hunter character doesn't make that much sense because they don't have too much personality. We want to see personality in our playable characters for Smash Bros. Well, it wouldn't be the first time we had a avatar blank slate kind of character be added to Smash Bros. In fact, not too long ago, we just got Byleth, the main character who's basically just an avatar with mostly a blank slate. But what was interesting about this character is because it was the main character, that enabled them to bring in components from different characters from Fire Emblem. And with Monster Hunter, there are so many different weapon sets and classes and such, it really would make the most sense to add a main character as a playable character to include all the different weapon sets, so there could be a lot of moveset potential there. And on top of that, looking at the trailers for Monster Hunter Rise, it is looking like there's going to be more of a narrative focus than normal, and we've even seen actual dialogue from the main character. So even though this character seems like kind of like a blank slate, basic avatar kind of character, there are some hints that this character will have a little bit more personality than your typical sort of blank slate kind of characters, which I think, in my opinion, gives a little bit more reason to think that this character could definitely become the next playable character for Super Smash Bros. But going into Pack 5, I'm really not sure who that third-party character could be. I am expecting the release for Lloyd Irving, the final Mii costume, during Pack 5, but I'm not necessarily expecting a Bandai Namco character. We've been getting a lot of Mii costumes from Bandai Namco spread throughout the different DLC packs, so I don't think the fact that they've been holding back this final one that it means we're getting some sort of Bandai Namco character or even Lloyd Irving himself. That would be amazing, I would love that. But looking at the different characters we've seen for the DLC, while a lot of them have been breaking rules, I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying that Lloyd Irving isn't my first choice for who would be the next character in the DLC. Really, there are so many options. I can't give you a specific prediction because I don't feel confident about really anything else but that Monster Hunter character. I guess if I have to give any prediction is that yeah, we'll see the final Mii costume for Smash for Wii U and 3DS come out with Pack 5, and this third-party character will be very surprising. I guess I'll just say maybe Crash Bandicoot. This character has definitely a lot of exposure on Nintendo Switch right now. There seems to be a lot of things going for the Crash Bandicoot series, and Activision would be a good company to get involved with the Fighters packs. But for the final character, I do have a little bit more confidence. Not saying I'll be right, but I do feel like I have something here to predict. Again, I think this will be a Nintendo character. I think they'll close things out with a Nintendo character. But I'm sure some of you are thinking that who else is left? There are so many Nintendo characters already in Smash Bros. Could they really add any more? Well, sure, there's a lot of options actually. They could potentially upgrade a Mii costume or assist trophy, and there's a lot of material there. But on top of that, there are other characters that aren't involved as assist trophies or Mii costumes either. One great example is Sylux from Metroid Prime. It is believed by at least a few people like myself that Metroid will get a little bit of focus in 2021, perhaps some reveals. Maybe we'll finally get some sort of teaser or gameplay or narrative trailer for Metroid Prime 4, perhaps close to the Metroid 35th anniversary. And if that happens, we may be learning a little bit more Sylux, who has been used in different final cutscenes for different Metroid games to tease Metroid Prime 4. It's widely believed that Sylux will have a strong role with the story of Metroid Prime 4, and if that's the case, it wouldn't shock me if Nintendo wants to push Metroid Prime 4 with another Metroid character. Maybe that Metroid character could be Sylux. That is possible. But since we're sort of talking about anniversaries here, there are other few really big anniversaries that are coming in 2021 for different Nintendo games. There's Donkey Kong, for example. It will be its 40th anniversary. Maybe we could finally see Dixie Kong added. It's a character that at one time was considered for previous Smash Bros. Games. Maybe we could see Dixie Kong added, potentially. Another option is another Zelda character. For as big as Zelda is, I really feel like that franchise is underrepresented in terms of playable characters. Fire Emblem has way more playable characters than Zelda. I think that's kind of strange. So I am thinking that maybe they could add another Zelda character. Now, one Zelda character that I have in mind is Impa. Impa had a whole awesome moveset from Age of Calamity. Maybe they could use that as a material for this character. And if we look at all the different Zelda characters that could be added, such as Skull Kid, Girahim, Midna, characters like that, while they're all really cool, they've only been involved with one particular Zelda game. Impa, on the other hand, is a major Zelda character that has been recurring throughout the different Zelda games. So if you're going to add any other Zelda character, I really feel like Impa makes the most sense. And after Age of Calamity, there's definitely a lot of material there, and they could potentially use Impa as a way to further celebrate Zelda's 35th anniversary, which we've actually seen a lot of signs pointing towards Nintendo doing something special for Zelda this year. I'm sure some of you will bring up the possibility of a Pokemon character. I think it's possible. Pokemon's 25th anniversary is coming up. Perhaps they'll save some sort of big crazy Pokemon reveal for that. But I'm not expecting that. I think if they were going to be adding another Pokemon character, it would be to promote the most recent Pokemon game, and that would be Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Pokemon Sword and Shield came out in 2019. The DLC came out throughout 2020. All of that has come and gone, and we still haven't seen any mention for another Pokemon character. So in my opinion, I feel like that window to market Pokemon with a Pokemon Smash character has kind of passed already. So I think that's not happening. It's possible, but I'm just not really expecting it. But there is a Nintendo character that I've had in mind throughout both of the DLC packs, and that is Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think if they were to be added, they'd be added as a pair, one of those combo characters, because if you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that's how the gameplay is. They fight together. I think they could work really well for a very unique and awesome moveset. Now I understand, Rex himself is a Mii costume, but Rex and Pyra are not. But also, when the Smash Ultimate DLC came out, when they were talking about Fire Pass Volume 1, Sakurai used the Rex Mii costume kind of as a consolation prize, but also explained that basically the reason why Rex wasn't added to the base roster for Smash Ultimate was because of time constraints. But after Fire Pass Volume 1, and then Fire Pass Volume 2, perhaps it will then be enough time at the very end. We did just get Min Min from ARMS, another franchise that wasn't involved with having playable characters in Smash Ultimate due to time constraints, because both ARMS and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out in 2017. So if Sakura really wanted to add Rex in Smash Bros., this would be the time. However, to counter this, I think it should be noted that we have been told that Nintendo chose these characters, not Sakurai. Sakurai simply approved of them. So if it's not based off Sakurai's thinking here, maybe they're not going to incorporate another Xenoblade 2 character into the game. But it's also possible that perhaps Monolith Soft will be having some sort of game reveal in 2021. The last time we saw them bring out a brand new whole game was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in 2017. In 2021, that will be probably enough time for them to come out with another game. Yes, they came out with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition not too long ago, but that's a remaster and they have several different studios. In terms of a ground-up new game, we could be seeing that from Monolith Soft in 2021, so perhaps Nintendo will want to help push whatever Monolith Soft is working on with another Xenoblade character, and Rex and Pyra would definitely be my bet. So to sum up my predictions, I think Fire Pass Volume 2 will conclude in 2021. I think the next pack, Pack 4, will see the release of the Monster Hunter Mii costumes from Smash for Wii U and 3DS, but we'll also see a Monster Hunter Rise character be the next playable character. For Pack 5, I think we will see Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia added as the final Mii costume from Smash for Wii U and 3DS. In terms of who that character is going to be though for Pack 5, all I really feel confident predicting right now is that it's going to be a surprising character. That's really all I got right now. I guess if I were to give you my preference, I would prefer to see either Crash or Rayman added in Pack 5. And then to conclude things, while there's a number of possibilities, I think there will be a final Nintendo character, and this Nintendo character, in my opinion, I think is going to be Rex and Pyra. But we shall see what actually happens. Who do you guys think will be the final 3 characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways everyone, this is On Just Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.